Welcome to How to Build a TV Show Without a Studio. It's our first episode of this podcast.
First one ever.
And we are ridiculously excited to be here, to be back with visuals this time.
Crazy, innit?
If any of you guys, I don't know, are returning listeners.
Empty talkers.
Returning empty talkers.
We've upgraded.
It's been a beautiful 2 years.
Yeah, man. We're upgraded. We've gone up in the world.
We have. We're going to get into a little bit about what has been going on with us. But if you're here for the first time, hello. Welcome. You're excited. We're excited. You're invited. You're welcome here. And we are on an amazing, amazing journey. My name is Imeldha. I'm a writer, director, producer, and professional sad girl, both in emotion and social anxiety. And this right here is Michael Eloni Honnah.
My name is Michael Eloni Honnah. I am a writer, director, producer, musician, and
overall king of the castle.
King of the castle, and I look like Sully from Monsters Inc. in this jumper.
We are two filmmakers passionate about stories, and we are trying to figure out how to make them and how to get people to see them.
Indeed.
So what is the title of today's episode?
It's crazy. Today is episode number 1, and episode number 1 is called How to Survive the Industry.
Yes. And explain to me and our listeners what this podcast is about and what it's for.
How to make a TV show without a studio is a campaign idea that me and Imeldha had. At the beginning of the year, me and Imeldha were really passionate about making our own television show independently, without any commissioners, without any need for yes men. We wanted to give ourselves the challenge of, if we were going to make a TV show, how would we do it and could we do it? And we have kind of manically made the decision to make this TV show. And so we have been in the process of writing and casting and funding and getting people on board and crewing up. And we thought that it would be a really amazing thing to share with our audience, because me and Imeldha are really passionate about finding our own audience who are interested in seeing the work that we've created and that are interested in the work that we're here to make. So to find those people, we were like, oh, maybe it would be cool to make this series that follows you along every step of the way of how we've basically tried to make a TV show without a studio. We're going to tell you about all of the ins and outs, the hard things, the easy things, the beautiful things.
And the wonderful TV show that we're trying to make.
And the wonderful TV show that we're trying to make, which is called Unwritten.
Yeah.
And Unwritten is probably one of the best things that we've made. I'm so excited to talk about it. It is a surrealist, genre-blending comedy about two writers called Mickey and Ash. Do you want to take the rest bit? And should we do it together?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. I'll carry on. It's a surrealist, genre-blending comedy about two writers called Mickey and Ash. Mickey and Ash both have massive writer's block. Mickey is writing a Pixar movie about a vampire who's left his coven because he finds out that he's half werewolf and goes on a journey to find his werewolf dad. And Ash is writing a story about a group of boy band members who are touring England, but they find out that there is a killer amongst them. It is a horror slasher, and Mickey and Ash are very frustrated because they can't get these stories to work. They end up going on a blind date, and during a meet cute that goes terribly wrong, it kind of erupts with Mickey and Ash having a one-night stand, and that one-night stand changes the fragments of time and space, and the characters from their unwritten scripts come alive. And the whole series is about Mickey and Ash moving in together with their characters, with these vampires and these boy band members and their manager, and trying to figure out how to get these characters to come home. So every episode is about them trying to figure out more about their characters, and it's genuinely one of the best things that we've written. It's wild, it's wonderful, it's mental, and we're here to tell you guys a little bit about it because we really want to build an audience, and we're gonna be setting up a Kickstarter soon to fund it, and we're really interested in grabbing an audience of people that love the stories that we're doing.
Amazing, that was good.
How was that? Was that all right? Was that a good thing?
I think that was all right. I think you gave the extended overview, which is always nice to hear from you.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, I think it was pretty good. I'd fund it.
Hey, I mean, I'd fund it too.
I'd put money down.
And also, we have to say a massive thank you to Bust the Gut Productions.
Amen.
Shout out to Ben Bailey, Blood Clot Smith, bro. Ben Bailey Smith is the reason that we can sit in the studio today, and there are amazing people out there that are ready to champion your work, and he is one of them. So thanks, Bust the Gut.
Shout out to Bust the Gut Productions.
And shout out to Ben.
This podcast is sponsored by Bust the Gut Productions.
Mm-hmm.
They've been amazing to us. They've been lovely to us, and we really, really appreciate everything that they're doing in the industry, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. 100%. So shout out to Bust the Gut Productions.
They walk the walk and they talk the talk.
They do. Amazing. So do you want to give us a disclaimer?
Yes, first disclaimer of the series. Basically, me and Imeldha are going to talk to you about our process of making a TV show without a studio. But as we do this, we are here talking to you just from our own experiences. So we really want to inform you as an audience member. We really want to give you as much guidance and as much information as possible. But please be aware that this is just our experiences based on us as people. We don't believe in the 5 steps to anything. We don't believe that there are 5 steps to anything in life or 10 steps. We believe that you just take information and you put it in your bag and you take it in your bag as you go on along life. So we will get things wrong. We will say things that you disagree with, and that's okay. We just hope that we can be like a bookmark in your library of filmmaking. But do not take anything that we say as Bible, because we're humans.
Amen.
Amen.
That's good. So this episode is called How to Survive the Industry.
It is indeed.
And we're specifically talking about the film and TV industry in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk a little bit about what happened to the industry and why we had to survive it.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, film and TV in the UK has been incredibly hard for a lot of freelancers.
Yeah. Probably the last 5 years.
Yeah, I think maybe like there was a bit of a post-COVID boom.
Yes.
But I think after that, things started to get really, really difficult. And as I was doing my reading, I came across this really beautiful article that the link is below. And I just want to sort of read an excerpt from it to kind of jump off our podcast discussion. So the UK is the second largest exporter of TV programming and the 4th biggest exporter of films in the world. However, challenges like the impact of streaming platforms, industrial action, the spiraling costs of production, and the collapse of TV advertising revenues have combined to create a perfect storm for the sector. Total revenues earned by UK production companies fell by £392 million in 2023, and the amount spent on commissioning shrunk by over 10%. The individuals and organisations lower down the ladder are bearing the brunt of the sector's adjustment. Those hit hardest by the recent downturn are the UK's smaller independent production companies, as well as the legions of freelancers who make up a large share of the industry's workforce. Survey evidence shows that over 70% of indies risk closing down by mid-2025. We are past mid-2025, if there is not an improvement in the market conditions, and many freelance workers could soon leave the sector altogether. How do you feel about that, reading that?
I mean, yeah, it's quite depressing, isn't it? I mean, I feel like talking to a lot of my friends, majority of my friends are in the film industry in some way, shape or form, whether they're actors, directors, writers, producers. I think everyone, I think we've got quite a privilege of being able to to know quite a scope of people in the industry, whether people that are doing quite well and have settled in production companies or people that are starting up. And I think everyone has felt the hit of that in different degrees. But I think particularly for freelancers, the people that are like, your second ADs, your hair and makeup, your script supervisors, your crew, your basis team, I think everyone is finding it really difficult.
Struggling.
Yeah.
There is an article in The Guardian that explained a little more in detail about the effects of freelance film and TV jobs in the UK.
Yeah. And
the link is below to that because it's a really good article. It's emotive.
Yeah.
And it basically kind of highlights that almost a fifth of industry freelancers said that they were out of work and had worked for fewer than 3 months
out of 12. Yeah, I think that I think I actually know
mental.
It's mental, man. It's insane. I'm trying to hit that point before I can start swearing. But yeah, no, I think it's man, it's a lot. But I think it's sad because I know a lot of people that have just quit and have been like, you know what, I'm moving sector or I'm going somewhere else.
Well, in the article it says that, you know, senior TV producers are like stacking shelves.
Yeah.
You know,
well, it's so hard, isn't it? Because you get this CV from filmmaking, and it's like, hey, I worked on Netflix, I did this, and that doesn't mean anything. Like, you know, in like business, I think sometimes like a first AD role can maybe kind of move into like a project manager role and stuff like that.
The skills are really transferable.
They
can sort of. Like I think freelancers are probably the most like savvy, self-sufficient people.
100%, because you just learn. You have to learn everything that you do. You know what I mean?
I think
you got to learn how to edit. You got to learn it. Yeah.
On top of being creative, you have to be so good with admin.
Yeah.
You have to be so good with organization.
So true.
And I think that you know, those skills are massively transferable.
Yeah, man.
And I think that, you know, they don't get as much props. I don't think.
No, not at all.
And I think these are freelancers are people that actually have followed their passion.
Facts.
And are like, I'm going to go against the corporate 9-to-5-ness.
Yeah.
And maybe kind of bun the security a little
bit.
Yeah. Do you know
what
I mean? And I think it's really sad to hear that senior producers and people that are high up in the industry are struggling for work.
100%.
Because, you know, being a freelancer, you have to give up your life to be able to dedicate to the chase.
Yeah.
And we deserve to have work.
Yeah, 100%.
We deserve to have work.
100%.
And I think the reason why we're talking about this is because we had such a hard, 18 months.
Yeah.
Last year, a little bit of the year before.
Yeah. Because I think for context for anyone that doesn't know who we are, one of our biggest credits would probably be that me and Imeldha wrote a audio series called Halfway, which we'll link below. That was an Audible series. It was a sci-fi, grounded sci-fi that was produced and executive produced by Idris Elba and Sabrina Elba, and it was something that it was one of our biggest commissions. We had so much freedom on writing it, and it was a really, really great job.
Yeah,
I think it was just a great job all around. The whole process was phenomenal.
Yeah,
and
but also amongst that, we've had different options for different production companies.
Yes.
We've worked with Writers' Room.
We've
worked with Netflix and things like that, and we've been in the industry.
We've been in the
for
industry
a while,
and kind of moved probably from where we were with our Empty Talk podcast. From there, we really kind of skyrocketed, and it felt like it was we were on the way, to the top of the mountain, and then everything just kind of stopped. We basically just kind of lost all of our jobs.
I think we came off a really good high after Halfway.
Yeah.
Writing it and working with, I think we were working with 3 different production companies for that. And we were really excited by what we were doing. They really respected our ideas. And we got to be as free as we wanted to.
Yeah.
And I think
we were almost spoiled, really.
We were really excited to kind of
pick of the cast. We were
really excited to kind of go off and do more. And I think we had about 6 jobs lined up for us, which is great when you're a freelancer, when you've got, I'm going to do this and that and this and that and that.
Yeah.
And I think last year they all sort of fell through and it made it really, really difficult. And also we were getting married last year.
Yeah. Which is so expensive.
Which is really expensive. And I think it probably was one of the hardest years of my life.
Yeah, mine too.
Struggled as much as we did.
Yeah. And I was also coming off the back of therapy of really deep, once a week, deep EMDR therapy.
Yeah. And it was really, it wasn't good.
No, it was hard.
And
it was a lot.
We were really going through a really hard time, and everything just kind of coincided.
And when you have
difficult.
Exactly. And when you have a lot of things happening, in life that can be hard already. That's like enough to deal with. When then your finances are impacted by that because you've been built up to make like 5 different projects and we want to option this TV show, or we're thinking about commissioning this, or we want you to write a film or whatever, and all of those things are happening. These deals fall through, and and you sign a contract and you get ready to get pay, and then it just doesn't happen. You're like, God, like finances.
Like production companies like change.
Yeah, or dismantle.
Oh, we're actually merging with this guy, and this person's left.
Yeah, also
this one's doing this. Yeah, they're not doing that anymore.
And also what's really frustrating about that, you work. This industry is all about the relationships that you build. Yeah. And when you build relationships with people and companies that then die, it's like, bro, I've spent 2 years garnering this kind of thing because you like me as a writer, and maybe we can do this, and we're building trust, and it's all about building trust and people going, I'm going to bet on you because I trust you. When all of those things fall through, you've got to start again, and that's a 2-year job of going back to the general meetings and and
getting people to like you
and getting people to read scripts that you've written 4 years ago.
Like, well, I've
proving that you're a good writer.
But then also because you might have a few credits or you've worked with a few other people, you're kind of like, do I have to write more pilots in order to prove that I can write now?
100%.
Or are you going to pay me to write this?
Yeah,
or
man.
Should I do this full pitch, this full Bible without getting paid for that? And it's really kind of hard. And I think last year, we had the pressure of the wedding.
Yes.
That was really kind of driving us, like trying to get these jobs.
Yeah.
And because we had these jobs lined up, we were like, okay, perfect.
This is good.
Fine.
This is good.
And when they were like falling through almost like simultaneously.
It changed the fragment of all of the wedding that we wanted. We were going to have a destination wedding, and we weren't able to do that because we lost these jobs. And it was a very, very difficult time. And, I think there's so many contributing factors to it being hard. Like,
we were being still seen as green.
We had been commissioned and had written on something that starred George Mackay and Patricia Allison and Lenny Henry, but now we're still green writers for film. We had we were so interested in writing different things and trying to create projects that were part of the fringe, and now that's not accepted because the industry don't want to make those kind of projects anyway, but then when they're going, we're downsizing, or we're going straight back to making our detective projects because we're losing money, as you were saying before.
Exactly. So if the industry is shrinking and struggling, they're not going to take a risk on people that are green and people that want to make something different.
And also then on top of that, then if you're like me particularly, where you want to be a writer director because you want the opportunity to be able to write something and then be able to get some directing credits about it, like, because directing credits are really hard to get. Like, to be able to be a director of a TV show is difficult, man. But you've got to be it because you've got to be able to prove it. You've done the shorts and you've done the thing, and I have done the shorts. But
also a lot of people particularly in this country, go through the soap kind of
the soap
where it's like, I did an episode of EastEnders, I did an episode of Coronation Street. To be able to just prove that you can work with actors, or to be able to maybe even theatre as well, to be able to prove that you can do that.
And I think that people say that they appreciate your hard work when it comes to like indie work, but I don't think they appreciate it enough, because I think if it doesn't have the stamp of Netflix or BBC or Channel 4 or ITV, it's just not seen as important whether you make 4 shorts independently back to back and you self-fund them and you're able to prove it you can produce. Like, people just aren't interested in that. And then also, me and Imeldha write stuff a lot, and I believe that Imeldha's one of the best writers in the country. I love writing with Imeldha. I think it's great when we write together and separately. I also think that I'm really good at writing. I'm never gonna.
I think you are pretty good at writing.
Thank you, man.
I do say so myself.
Yeah, I think I'm not going to be like shy about it. I think that we're both great at writing, and we've been told by many production companies, but then when production companies tell you, like, you've got American sensibilities,
which I believe, I didn't understand that at first. I was sort of like, I don't know what you're talking about, American sensibilities. Like, I don't know, but I think seeing other work, I'm like, I get what they mean.
Because also it's like, we could write Riverdale and and Wednesday today, and we probably have scripts
I'd
set.
love to write Riverdale.
Oh, I would love to be in Vancouver.
Do you know what? It would have been hilarious to be able to write Riverdale towards the end.
Yeah. Because then I could just do anything. I'd be like, and now dinosaurs are gonna attack Archie. Do you know? Yeah. Here's a musical with Shrek. They do Shrek the musical or whatever.
Shrek
do you know what I mean? I would have gone mental on,
oh my God, Cole Sprouse singing I'm a Believer.
Yeah. That'd be sick, man. But no, genuinely, and I think when people are saying to you, oh, you guys have got American sensibilities, and you're getting it in emails, and people are saying, oh, you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that, you should go to America, or you're working with actors that are going, you guys are amazing writers. You know who'd love this? The Americans. Yeah. And then you go, bro, it's so fucking expensive.
But not only that, I think for me, it's really important for me to bring visibility to Black British women.
Yeah.
And I think agree with that. I was born and raised in London, and I think that there is a stigma attached to Black projects.
Yes, Black British projects. And I think that I want to show the diversity of Black Britain. Yeah.
And I think it's a passion of mine, and I believe that we can do whatever we want and be whoever we want. Yeah. And I don't want to just have to go to America.
Yeah, to do that. And even though I share the sentiment.
Because I'm freaking born on this soil, damn it.
Yeah, I'm not fucking leaving.
Do you know what I mean?
I have the same sentiment as you know, but like I've also tipped and toed with it, because I'm going, if I keep just getting no's because of American sensibility, and that's just what people, I'm
going to go to America,
it's not your shit to write better. It's, we just wouldn't be able to make something like this.
We don't have the budget.
You should be able to write in America. I'm then going, well, maybe I should fucking go to America then. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I've fought with that, but I think we are in a space where it's like, I think that there's such a space. I particularly am the same, where it's like, I really want to write stories for Black British boys, and in a way that people have never seen that before. Yeah. And I'm really interested in the breadth of Black Britishness, and instead of Black Britishness continue to being looked as like one genre, I'm really interested in like a different world approach, where you have your Freddie Brooks, and you have your Dwaynes, and you have your Whitleys, and you have your
I introduced A Different World to Michael like maybe earlier this year.
Yeah, it's like my favorite thing. I cried like maybe 4 times watching it. It's one of the greatest things in the world. Debbie Allen, you're the best, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm so glad that I introduced that to you, because it's definitely changed your life, I think.
Yeah, 100%. You know, those TV shows that actually change your life. This Is Us is one of them. Yeah. And A Different World.
And The Walking Dead.
And The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead also changed.
I think
my life.
Those would probably be your top 3.
Yeah. Top 3 TV shows, 100%. Yeah.
But yeah, so it was really difficult. We had a really hard last few years. Yeah. We were struggling for money. We were struggling for sanity. Yep. We were down and out. The only thing that held us together was each other.
Yeah. And the grace of God. Yeah, man.
And I think that we were like, what do we do here?
Yeah. And also, like, sorry to cut, also like we got to a point where we were like, should we just can it all in, bro? Yeah. Should we just quit and say we tried? You know, and I think that we had to have we didn't get to have the destination wedding. I think we will at some point in our lives, but the wedding that we had was phenomenal. It was like the best day of my life.
And also, I just like I love you.
I love you too.
And I think that like being able to marry you was great.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. And I think that strangely so, we didn't get the thing that we said that we wanted, but it changed the whole perspective on life. Yeah. And I think that made us then question everything. Yeah. I think when you get married, I think you'll find yourself fighting with a lot of like social norms, and people will want you to do things just because you're supposed to do, particularly in heteronormative relationships. Yeah. I think that people will want you to do things because you're a man, or they'll want you to do things because you're a woman.
That was really hard, I think, even with the whole wedding planning process. Yeah. I think it was really tricky to battle with the thing that you're supposed to do or the thing that you're supposed to want. I think it was also really hard, and we've spoken about this so many times, to battle with maybe what you used to want versus what you are now.
Yeah, and also being okay with that, because I think sometimes being yourself can feel really horrible when people want you to be something that
my
they
God.
think is good for you.
Yeah.
But we'll have to do a wedding podcast on its own to then be able to do that.
Yeah.
But that's a little snippet. But I think in the midst of that, I think we were beginning to think about, like, we were challenged to think about, like, the things that we actually want and how we want to see our lives.
Yeah.
And we started to question everything.
Yeah, and that kind of made us question how we saw our jobs, how we saw our careers, how we saw the film industry.
Yeah, because a really simple way of kind of like making it make sense is that, like, we try our best to operate outside of a lot of systemic structures in our relationship. So we try our best to operate out of, like, heteronormity in our relationship. We don't just do things in our household because I'm a man, we have to do this, or because Imeldha's a woman, we have to do this. And I think we feel the same about, like, white supremacy, feel the same about, like, capitalism. We feel the same about a lot of things where it's like we can only change those things in our mind. Yeah. I'm sure I'm going to say this a million times over because it's the only thing that's in my head. But I think that that way of thinking then made us go, okay, cool. Do we really want to make film?
Do we want to make film?
Yeah.
How do we want to make film?
Yeah.
Why do we want to
make film?
So I think the way that we maybe survived the industry.
Well, did we survive?
Yeah, I would say we so. Well, kind of, not really.
Yeah.
I think that, like, we didn't necessarily, like, I wouldn't say we survived it.
Yeah.
I would say we left it.
Cool.
And we opted out of the industry in an interesting way, which led us down this beautiful garden path of independence.
Well, yeah, because it was like we reframed the idea of, like, what it is to be a part of the industry. And maybe because we started thinking, do you know what? Operating outside of systemic optics is actually so beautiful. You then begin to dream. So me and Imeldha say this thing a lot where it's like we believe that, like, Black Britishness, we believe that Blackness as a whole is freedom. And Blackness should mean that you should be able to express that in however wherever your God-given gift is and however you show up. I think that that's how you should express your Blackness, and that's how you should express your culture and your so for example, using me as an example, my Sierra Leoneanness, like, it's part of my identity and it shows up in different ways, but so does my emo-ness, and all of those things make up my Blackness, which is then freedom.
Yes,
and
exactly.
it sounds
but also so does the things that you intake, so does the things that you lean towards, so does the flavors that you enjoy when you eat food. It all comes together to express who you are and your identity as a person. And you can't be capped by what you're supposed to be.
100%.
You have to be who you are.
100%. Because it feels really hippy dippy saying it, but like genuinely, when you begin to reframe your mind in this way, you actually start to think about the things that have formed you. So filmmaking was formed around so we both come from working class backgrounds, finding it very hard to eat food on a regular basis. Don't always have all,
eat food on a regular basis.
Well, yeah. Do you know what I mean? I know that's been a thing for me. Buddy, your shoes are the same for 90% of the year when everyone else around you is, like, saving up their money to get the new kicks.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Everyone around me was working class, so we all had the same struggles. I think we all, and also it's so funny because you don't realize that you're working class until you sort of
move outside of it.
Yeah, or you meet someone who isn't. And
Yeah.
Now wait a minute.
You move outside of a working class space. And
and you're like, wait, people have, like.
A trust fund. So
what is that?
Your dad did what? But
Your dad did what?
So I think coming from a working class background, wanting to kind of change tax brackets and be comfortable with money is a really important thing. I think that I'm going to say it for me, but maybe people might relate. I think my Africanness also has a really strong part to play with that, because I think that was a massive thing in my household. Growing up with a single mother, I think being stable in my career and in my finances has been something that my mum has been very, very vocal about. And although I understand it, my understanding of how to do that has always been different, because I'm a freelancer and I'm a businessman and I want to make my own company, and I made my own company and I'm working in film. And so I think that all of those things can kind of, and then you work with this idea, you get into the industry, you get a commission, and then you start seeing that there are certain ways in which films get made. All of these things can inform your way of being.
Yes, of course.
And so then you come into this space where I have this term, people might not like it, but and I don't mean it in a negative way, but there you can train yourself to maybe be like a BBC darling or like an industry darling, where you go, I'm going to switch off any ideas of fringe or creativity or imagination that does not work within the box of this industry.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine, and I think some people make beautiful work doing that. But I think what's frustrating for me, and maybe for yourself as filmmakers, is that when all of your creative outputs, or the majority of your creative outputs, work outside of that box, is there an industry for you?
Well, that's really interesting, because I think that kind of encapsulates us as people.
For real.
Where it's like, we can try our best and show up however as much as we want, but what is coursing through our veins is not what people are saying is right. People are saying, oh, a square has 4 corners.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, I'm a square, but we're like showing up with like 8 corners.
Yeah, or I'm a parallelogram.
You're a parallelogram. You're like, this is kind of a square, but also like it's not. And I don't know how to like be a square. I'm a parallelogram.
And not in that like bullshit way either, where it's like, I'm a parallelogram because, I read a book on parallelograms. It's like, no. It's like, you know what I mean? I genuinely think I'm a square, but I'm lopsided.
I'm trying to be a square.
Yeah, for real.
I'm trying my hardest to be a square.
For real.
It's
just not working. It destroys any creativity that comes from my ADHD.
Yeah. And also, sorry to cut you, but like I've heard throughout my life, like, Imeldha's a little bit.
Yeah.
Same.
We get
from
it.
Family, from friends, from random groups. Imeldha's a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, whether it's positive or negative.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not trying to be a little bit.
I'm trying to be a lot bit something else.
I just said hi. How am I a little bit? A little bit what?
Yeah, relax.
Like, what did I do?
Legit. I'm just standing here.
I'm
legit.
Here.
No, but for real. Like, and it's like, I think we get it in the way that we dress. We get it in the way that we talk. Like, people and
we also get like, we'll walk down the street and we're like, you guys look so cool, and we're like, what did we do?
We're just
walking.
Yeah. Maybe we'll put a video in of us at our Sten before our wedding, and everybody was like, go. They wanted us to dance.
Like,
we were at a venue somewhere, and we were dancing, and everybody was like, oh my God, Imeldha. We just started like doing the robot, because we don't know any of the moves. We're fucking nerds,
we don't
bro.
know any of the moves.
Like, do you know what I mean?
You probably know more of the moves than me.
I mean, I know the moves in my head. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, don't.
Gnarly. Everything's gnarly.
Hardy.
Yeah, what's the other one? Shit.
Oh my God, don't.
They be trying to clap me.
Don't, please don't.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Touch. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, look at that.
Isn't it this?
Oh, get out of my way, man. It's fine. It's fine, bro. I'm not a dancer, bro.
I love cat's eye.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we kind of, again, we sort of operate outside of the fringe a little bit, and what we're saying true to is who we are as people, and what we connect on is really beautiful.
Yeah.
And I feel like we had to reframe the way we thought about the industry.
Yes.
We had to reframe the way we understood life to be, and I think
and by reframing, it made us come to this perspective of going, actually, maybe what we should do is we should just what is the industry that we want to make? What kind of films do we want to see? And then we were like, oh, I'd love to make. I was really pushing it. I was like, I think we should make a TV show.
Yeah, and I was like, this guy is crazy.
I was like, I think we should make a TV show.
Like, we don't have 2 pennies to rub together.
Yeah.
And this was coming off the back of
For real.
Destination
I was
Wedding
in
that
the kitchen.
Didn't necessarily happen.
Yeah. I was in the kitchen going, I think we should make a TV show.
Yeah. So and I was like, there's no way. Again, I'm a rule follower.
Yeah.
I came into the industry more than happy to kind of like do the bureaucracy
For
and
real.
be like, oh, I need to write a kitchen sink drama. I can do that.
For real.
Maybe put a little bit. My little like pushback would have been like, they all have to be black.
Yeah.
That would have been a little bit
legit,
of pushback.
Legit.
But like, I think in my core, if the way I present without having to follow any rules is kind of a little bit skewed, a little bit wayward, which is something that I appreciate that you celebrate, because I love that. And I think that when Michael was sort of like, oh, let's make a TV show, let's do it independently, I was sort of like, we don't have any way to get money to do that.
Literally. And I was like, well, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's to figure out how.
Yeah.
We came into the industry with figuring out how. We had meetings with loads of different people we went to executive producers and went, where do you get your money from?
Yeah.
Like, just asking them how.
And they were all like, I didn't pay myself.
I didn't pay myself for like 2 years.
We asked you how did you get
the money,
sir?
Bro? Like, how do you make money, bro? Film is a really funny thing. It's all that funny shit.
Yeah. And I think, again, another way that we sort of survived is we kind of went back to, we used what we were being told to accelerate what we really wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So we came in the industry having made 2 shorts off the back of a larger proof of concept, a larger project that we were making called Purple. And they were pretty good. They were like $2,000 budget, I think.
Yeah,
it was
$2,000 budget for both.
Yeah,
one of them was like £600, the other was $400.
Yeah, and I think it was great. And I think we had 2 shorts. People had seen those shorts, and we came in, and people were telling us, "You need to make a short. You need to make a short." Yeah. And we were like, "Okay." Yeah. Then we produced 2 shorts. Yeah. And they were like, "Okay." Yeah. You need to make a short, and we were like, "Yeah. Girl, in 2025, there is absolutely no way." And this might sound like conceited or whatever. Yeah. But if I have 4 shorts under my belt,
I'm not making another one.
There's and maybe it's because we didn't do like the festival thing.
Yeah.
And we didn't, have all the laurels all over the poster.
Because when you do the festival thing independently and you don't have like 9 different companies like championing you, it's hard to get into the fucking festivals. So they go, do the festivals with us so that then we can talk to the festival people and put you in the festivals. And then, so if you do the BFI short, you're gonna be at the London Film Festival because it's at BFI.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And all of that just feels like so like systemically suffocating.
And also like fine. Like, because also like I don't want it to sound like I want people to win. If that works, bro, and you're able to make it work,
if you're winning, congratulations. Do it.
But it's not about doing it. It's about the other options, and they squash the other options.
Or the other options don't exist. It's not even about squashing it.
No, I feel like they squash it. I feel like you go and you make your money, you find your executive producers, you make it independently, you present it to the places and they go, that hasn't been made through the pipeline, fuck you. That's what I feel like happens.
No.
Well, hey, here we go. Well, I'm Malcolm X and you're MLK.
No, because people are bastardizing MLK, so I don't want to be...
I'm Nikki Giovanni, you're James Baldwin.
Oh yeah, fine. I like James Baldwin. Yeah. So I think we were being told to make loads of shorts.
Yes.
And we were sort of like, but we've made 4. Yeah. So we said, you know what? Yeah. And this is what tipped me over the edge, I think. Fuck it. Let's make 12.
Let's make 12. Shorts. Yeah. So then
call it a series.
So then we kind of came with this idea of like, oh, maybe we'll make like 12 and then we'll make a 12-part series but we'll make sure that it has a thing. And then that kind of turned into Unwritten. Mm-hmm. And Unwritten, I had written an idea for something before in a little short script about a writer whose characters come alive because he meets a genie and all of the characters from his scripts basically come alive. And then we were like, oh, that's really cool. And we'd had this concept for a while of like 2 people having sex and then something happening like in the space-time and continuum. And we were like, oh, it would be so cool if like maybe these 2 writers ended up having a one-night stand and then the characters from the scripts came alive and then boom, ideas just started flowing like water. Yeah. It was mental, bro. It was
lovely. And I think that Unwritten is probably one of the most exciting things I've probably birthed.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm really excited to actually get into the nitty-gritty of making it and sort of like documenting us making it. Yeah. And figuring out how to make a TV show without a studio.
And we're doing this really beautiful thing where we've found some really amazing people along the way, and we're doing these interviews with actors and producers and execs and people that have been in the industry and writers to hopefully give you guys some more information and some more nuggets to know that, oh, okay, I feel like sometimes the thing about the film industry is that the film industry feels like it feels so far away from you. And I hate when you watch the videos from the inside and people give you fluffy answers. And it's like, funding. Oh, maybe go to the BFI. And everyone tells you to go to the BFI because they don't want you to look for any. People don't know any other options.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's not want. It's like people don't know any other options, and the people that do don't answer that question. They just go straight for the BFI thing. And I think that it's even interesting to have those conversations with people that maybe don't know and be like, well, how else could we do this?
Yes.
And I think that I want to know how you could make a TV show without a studio, because that should be an option. There was, in the 90s, people were making independent cinema, and those films were doing amazing. And blockbusters didn't reign the world. I'm a Marvel fan, but Marvel movies didn't reign. IP didn't reign. It was like there was space for indie film.
Yeah.
And there was a time where, we're really harkening back to this time of like, in the 90s and the 80s where, there was like a different world, and there was like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and there was Friends, and there was Cheers, and there was all Will and Grace, and all of My Wife and Kids, the Wayans Bros, One-on-One.
Yeah.
There was this amazing space for film. And I think one thing that I do admire about the African Americans, and the African American story is this idea of like, these musicians coming together and making Motown records, or Dame Dash and making Rockefeller. Do you know what I mean? Even though, we shouldn't talk about men when they're not in a room. But, like Dame Dash making Rockefeller, or like, I don't know, Debbie Allen, or all of this stuff. It's so...
There was a community.
There was a community of people going, there's another form.
And they had the same vision.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the thing is about, finding your community, which you're going to hear me say throughout.
For real.
But it is really the thing about finding a community.
For real.
And people that are aligned with you.
For real.
To be able to fulfill the vision that you have.
100%.
And I think that Unwritten really was the thing that made us get to this place where we were like, we can do this thing that maybe expresses us in the best way possible.
Yeah.
And I think that like we are making this series Unwritten independently.
Yes.
And over the next 5 weeks, we're going to showcase our ideas on how to make a TV show without a studio.
Yeah. This podcast is going to be paired with our Kickstarter, which we're going to be releasing bi-weekly, hopefully on every Monday and Thursday. And we're, like I said, we're doing talks and QAs and interviews with our friends. And we're really trying to stretch this idea of like, is that we're trying to stretch the minds of people to go, could you do it?
Yeah.
And I think that's just the thing. I think there was something really exciting about being in a kitchen with Imeldha, cooking or washing the plates or whatever I was doing, and going, what about if we made a TV show?
Yeah.
And not immediately being stopped by this idea of like, oh, well, you can't because you've got to get commission and you've got to get the money, and how are you going to get the money? And it's like, well, why don't we try and find a way? And I think one of the things that's really exciting about where we are right now is that we have this thing called the internet.
Yeah.
And that media has changed. And there is a space now to do things independently where you can garner audiences without just like, cable television or Netflix or streaming.
Yeah.
Like there is a new way to do that.
So follow us along as we navigate the big bad internet.
Yeah, man.
Because it's new for us. We're not influencers. We're not YouTubers. We're not, like visual.
We're filmmakers trying to make a TV show.
We're filmmakers trying to make a TV show.
Yeah.
We're not models or brand deal people.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure out how to make projects that we love, how to make our stories come alive, and to communicate the spirit that we are coming with
100%.
to people who have the same spirit.
100%.
So, follow along.
Yeah.
Put your notifications on. Subscribe to the Honnah YouTube channel, and just
follow us on the socials. And share. That's the main thing we could ask.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, if you went, I really like this podcast, share it with a friend, man. Let them watch it. Let other people get involved. We're nothing without each other. And so we're trying to create a hub for the weird and the wonderful so that you can come and watch TV shows continuously. So hopefully in 5 years' time, we will all have a hub where we're all making TV shows, and we're constantly putting out stuff that we like. And this is hopefully the beginning fruits of it.
Yeah.
So share, man, if people are interested along the way.
I think that it's really beautiful that we kind of came from the past like 2 years that were really, really hard.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was like raining so heavily down on us.
Yeah.
That now it feels like we're approaching the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Because we've just reframed and rethought the way that we were thinking.
Yeah, man.
And we're going, oh, actually, hold on a minute. We can actually do something that's different to what everyone is telling us to do.
100%.
We are not trying to fit into a box, but we're trying to see what other options there are out there.
100%.
So
I also feel to say that, like, I hope you hear our candidness as well. We're trying to be as honest as possible here, and I hope that you feel that, because I feel like our honesty is coming from this truth that we're seeing, and we don't want to bullshit anyone. We want to really bring you in on this little bit of knowledge that we have, so hopefully you can take something from it. Because sometimes when people ask the question, oh, why don't you just do it another way? Like, you know, like when Sway was like to Kanye, why don't you just build it yourself? Do you know what I mean? And stop. How, Sway? You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. I think that people forget that Sway really had something in that. He was like, what would it have looked like if he would have built that Nike building by himself?
Yeah.
And took a step back and built it without just trying to find Mark Zuckerberg to give him £1 million or however much he wanted at that time, or like, what would it have done?
Without having to be attached with Adidas, without having to be attached with whoever, without having to just actually do it on his own.
Yeah, because if you're saying that your Yeezys are great, why can't they be great without the tick?
But also, why can't you... I think it's the idea of like starting smaller.
Yeah.
And I think it's
build the foundation.
It's the humbling of it. And it's like, I'm so big, I should be attached to these large corporations, or I should have a branding.
Yeah, for real.
Whereas I think what we're trying to do here, and what I think maybe Kanye West should have done, is make his own stamp.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I mean?
He did it in music.
What kind of? Because he was signed to a label. But I think I think there is like, we're looking for stamps, and in this era of self-commodification, and you know, self-branding,
for real,
I do think that there is beauty and power in making your own stamp, rather than looking for the stamp to then become someone. Yeah. Because we need more options.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
But yeah, I guess you're only as big as who you're associated with.
But also like, that's a limitation in my mind.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, particularly with people that are part of the fringe, like we never believe that we can build it ourselves, because there are things that are already there. Build it. Let it take its time. Get an audience together.
Start small.
Bro, like, people love what they love. And if you make something that they love, they're going to come together, man. And I just believe in that. I believe that we should listen to Sway, because I think Sway did have the answers.
So I think every episode we're going to do an encouragement corner.
Yes.
Where Michael's going to give us a little encouraging quote.
Yes.
So what's going to be today's encouraging quote, Michael?
Man, you know what? Yeah. We've been talking a lot about the dark times of the industry and surviving it, and how we were able to get to this point where we're sitting at a podcast talking about the TV show that we're about to make, which I think is phenomenal. And all it makes me think of, you know, when the rainy days are dying, gotta keep on trying. All the bees and birds are flying. But legit though, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you gotta keep on trying, bro. You gotta get on up.
Get on up.
When you're down. Baby, take a good look around.
No, it's not much.
But it's okay.
Yeah. So keep on moving on anyway.
But like, genuinely though, because I think that like this industry can really suck the life out of you. And I think that sometimes when you give everything to it and then it just stops giving anything back, don't think that that's the end. And sometimes it's the end for some people, because some people have different paths. And I think that's great. I don't want this to be a thing. I don't want it to feel like Stephen Bartlett at all, where it's like, get up and do this because you have to. If you feel it and you're like, there's something else, investigate that.
Something has changed
within me. Something is not the same. Like, genuinely though, bro.
He was Fiero in school.
I was Fiero. But they cut us. They cut us off. They didn't. We couldn't do it.
They shut us down.
They shut us down,
man.
They
got shut down.
Yeah, man. They shut us down. They were like, you can't do Wicked, and it was like, and everybody cried. But yeah, no, but genuinely, man, Elphaba was like, you know, at that moment, she felt like
something had
hey,
changed
man,
within her.
I've seen the wizard. It's just a guy. And she was like, nah, this ain't right, what they're doing to these animals, bro. And she decided to break free and do something else. And I believe that if you have that feeling, only for the people that have that feeling.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you're lesser than or your thing, because just some people do and some people don't.
Yeah.
If you feel like it and you're like, bro, this ain't right, keep pushing, bro.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this first episode. This is going to be such a fun and insane journey. Follow us on the socials.
Yes.
Click the subscribe button.
Yeah, join the community.
Yeah, we want to spend our time with you and kind of explore with you guys and figure out how we're going to make this TV show without a studio, it's not going to happen with just the two of us.
Nah, it's not.
Thank you guys so much, and we will be back for another video
very soon.
Very, very soon. Stay tuned.
That was good.